So you don't have time to consume an entire podcast. That's okay. Enjoy the highlights on TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon. When it broke out, like in 2008 on that particular night, as a 14-year-old, I remember it very clearly. I remember there was whispers about it being a gang war. And then eventually people realized, oh, it's much more than that. But what was happening in your eyes and where were you on that night?
I was not doing policing work at the time. I was doing commissioner intelligence for the state. The intelligence setup for the city is separate. The city police commissioner from 1885 or 1835, it's a separate setup. The commissionerate is about 150 years old now. And commissioner has independent status, and then his intelligence setup is additional commissioner of police, special branch 1. So we were not involved in that. I was part of the, let us say, Director General of Police office next to Taj. That's the office where I used to work. And then that night specifically, we were in a doctor's place near Phoenix Palladium complex, and we were having dinner with a few doctors. And suddenly this TV got on, and then this thing came, and went to the office. And then the next 3 or 4 days, I couldn't go home at all because I stayed there with the Director General of Police, Mr. A.N. Roy. And we assisted, helped, and the government, the CM, liaising with the various central agencies, army, military, all sorts of things happened. Chief Secretary, Civil Administration, all that happened there. And I was part of that, aiding the Director General of Police and various others. For example, NSC came, we helped them. NSG came, we helped them. Various other things like that. This is a continuous event, and continuously something or the other was happening. So the Commissioner of Police at that time was a different person. I became Commissioner of Police after the incident was over.
So I mean, what I'm assuming is, again, you are known for your sense of strategy, like throughout your career. So you worked as a strategist to counter this particular event. But I'd also love to know what the general police force in Mumbai was thinking when this was breaking out. Because we've read all those names, Vijay Salaskar, Hemant Karkare, Tukaram Omble, all these people. What was the general mood in there?
I want to take you to the little bit of a background. Earlier only the Intelligence Bureau and various other agencies had given this intelligence. Two Americans have written a book, the journalists, and much of it is based on the R.D. Pradhan committee, where Mr. R.D. Pradhan, an IAS officer, ex-Home Secretary of Government of India, and also belonging to Maharashtra cadre, and then one IPS officer who worked as Special Secretary in the Cabinet Secretariat, that is the R&AW, Mr. Balachandran, V. Balachandran. They were asked to investigate by the Government of Maharashtra later as a commission of inquiry, and then they had also found, and there were 6 pieces of intelligence which had come. But intelligence cannot be that on this date, this time, this place, so-and-so will come wearing a blue mask and things like that. It can't be precise. In bits and pieces, 6 pieces of intelligence is there. In the two journalists who have written that book, the American journalists, very clearly they had borrowed all these things and liberally they have quoted and all that. So it is a piece of that R.D. Pradhan committee inquiry. Also, they have mentioned about this 6 pieces of intelligence. Generally, without going into details, we can say that it had indicated that there would be a sea-bound attack. The people will come through the sea, and there will be an attack on hotels which are located on the seashore. That is, they mentioned about 10, 12 hotels. Taj was there, Oberoi was there, Marriott, and various the Intercontinental, and like that on the sea coast, whatever hotels were there, they were all given. And the IG terrorism, anti-terrorism group, that is Mr. Hemant Karkare, had called all the general managers of these hotels and gave it to them in writing orders and took a meeting and put it on record. Minutes are there saying that this kind of an attack can happen. You should do one thing. I mean, he gave 30, 40 points for them to follow. Close this, block this, that one, this one, that one. All was told. It's in writing. And so the intelligence was there, awareness was there, and they were told, hoteliers were told that this could happen.
When was this?
But that was, let us say, 3 months or 4 months or a time before that. But then the Pakistanis are not duty bound to do as and when you are aware about it or as and when you got the intelligence. These kind of conspiracies they had planned for a long time, and they executed at a time and place when they felt comfortable. So I hope you understand that. So I'm also warning you and your viewers that the next kind of attack, if ever happens, in the last, let us say, 12, 13 years, nothing happened, but Patankot happened, Uri happened, and various other incidents in there. And here it has not happened because we are fully prepared, we are ready, our force is very fine tuned. So, touch wood, it may not happen. Mumbaikars hearing me should feel very, very comfortable that they are well protected because we are prepared.